Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you a little recap over this Friday morning's plays that I was looking at. It were 4 low float plays that had really good potential to rip big. They were STAF, SLS, MTSL, and SAEX. Now I was looking at these pre-market like every single day, and we can start with STAF. See what I wrote. This is all pre-market, by the way. I said I'm liking STAF, but it needs more volume. I'll show you guys the chart in a second. I want STAF above 365 with nice volume. So STAF right here. This is pre-market right here. This is where it was popping up. It went from about 310 all the way to 350, and it bounced back from this 350 area. I was not surprised. So over here is a 1 month chart. If we draw a line above these last few days resistance, we have resistance here at 365-ish and 350, which is where it bounced at, or it couldn't break, so it bounced back. So looking at this chart, if we were able to break past this 365 area right here with this long upper shadow hit, which was also back here at the bottom of this red candle, which was like 360, it's hard to tell right here. 365 basically is the area that I was looking at to go long for this stock, and we could have seen this push all the way up, technically to where this top candle was, like $5. So this one had a lot of potential. It needed a lot of volume. So if you can see this green candle, just look at the volume on that day. Had a lot of volume, so it pushed up big. Today, we had no volume. Look at this little itty bitty red candle, right? That's why I said it needs volume in order for this move. So if we were able to break above 365, this thing would have squeezed all the way up to 5. So I was watching it here. I was hoping it would bounce back all the way down to like 330, 325 areas, which it did. But then once it got here, it didn't have the momentum to push up. It made this one big kind of like U-shape up at 350, and I was watching it here, waiting to see if this would just continue ripping up above 365. But it didn't. It just got stuffed here, even lower than pre-market highs at 348, and it just crashed back down, and it crashed back down, and this was a bear flag, and so it just crashed back down all the way to $3. So that was not a play. So I stopped looking at it then. So next play, we can look at SLS. Let me see, what was my game plan? It was setting itself nicely up pre-market. There we go, looking for a new high of day to run to at least 225 at 912. So pre-market, oh, what just happened? Pre-market, we saw this. Moved up, and then it kind of like bounced up, and it looked like it was about to U-shape. It looked like it could have just squeezed up, boom, right? That's what it looked like it was going to do, especially as the market opened. But I said we need a new high of day. So the pre-market high was a 205. Over here was the 180s. You definitely could have bought this. Let me see if I wrote. Pretty sure I wrote. Here we go. Setting itself up nicely. Don't want it to see it go below 180. That was at 923. Oops, I don't keep doing that. 923 right here. Here's where I said I don't want to see it go below 180, because that was some kind of resistance, right, or support. So you could have bought on this area, but it would have been a little risky, because if 180 just breaks for any reason, this thing would have just dumped to 170, and then maybe even lower to 160. So it's a little risky, but also you're kind of holding up 180 support, which is what you want to see. So it did. It held up 180, moved to 185, and then when the market opened, this thing squeezed up, to 105, no, 104-ish. It's still not a new high of day. It's touching basically resistance, right? And if we see this chart right here, the 1 month chart, I wanted to see a new high of day for this push up towards this gap fill to right here, which is 225. At least we could have gotten there. If that would have broken, that's an easy 20-cent move, at least to 225. Most likely would have kept ripping on up to around like 250. See, the bottom of this candle is like 225. At least we would have seen 225, but it still could have ripped up to like 250, maybe even $3. It's a low flow stock. If everybody jumps on it, we definitely would have gotten that move. But we just didn't see that. We just didn't see that on the stock display. So once this thing fell, it just dumped right back down. Two huge red candles. You could have bought the bounce here to see if it would have tested it again. But it just got the second red candle. It's kind of like confirmation, like, yeah, you don't want to be in here. So that's when this one died out. So at that point, I stopped watching it unless it broke up to 205-ish again. Third player, let's look at MTSL. Next, let me see what I said. MTSL might keep ripping above 375, even more if it can break past $4. So today moved up 360 top resistance, bounced back down to 330. And so on pre-market, a lot of the times I'll just watch where stocks go. Pre-market, I see what's pre-market resistance and what's pre-market kind of like support. So here support was like a 320, resistance was at 360. If we look at the 1 month chart, you can see these upper shadows right here kind of bouncing from 372, 375-ish. And if we broke past that, we could have seen at least $4 right here, the top of this red candle where it opened at. So that's a $3.75 to $4 move. But like I said, these are low flow stocks, so sometimes they like overextend a little bit, from where they're supposed to hit. So just if momentum takes over, these things can absolutely rip. You can even look at the volume. See this huge candle where it went from 150 all the way to 650? Look at all the volume it had. Look at this huge candle. But today we just had this little green candle volume. So it shows you how you need volume to rip. So market opened. This thing was dumping. It broke down past that what is it? The 320 resistance pre-market. So it was like a new pre-market low of sorts. And then it was moving up. And it was like, okay, is this thing gonna rip? And so it moved up kind of fast up towards pre-market resistance. So you see all these plays have been bouncing or unable to break pre-market resistance, right? And so this time I was like, are you serious? It's not going anywhere. And next thing you know, it just dumps back down. So we needed a 375 break. It never got there. And so I never bought it. Last play I was looking at SAEX. SAEX might pop more above 250. I would like it to stay above 210. I think it said something else. Trying to move. Oh, and then this is later on. Here we go, SAEX. Nice move up towards 260. Came back down. Kind of made some support around 210. And it was like trying to U-shape up, right? I like seeing that move. Comes up, comes down, forms resistance, and then breaks out. I love seeing that move. Well, this was a little choppy. You can see it moved up, crashed back down. But this right here, this red candle, and the fact that it held here around 215, it was confirmation that this area was support. This like 210-ish, 215 area. That was some support that I needed to hold. And it held there again right here. When the market opened, it crashed. Then moved back up towards the 250 area. But like I said, it was a little weak right here. It pushed up right here. I saw that. As soon as it did, it just crashed back down. Right? It's still not breaking pre-market highs. I wanted a break of pre-market highs for this to just keep on ripping up. As you can see here, this is 250. This is the area I wanted to see a break, right? However, I also wanted to see a new high of day, right? I wanted to break pre-market resistance at 260, which was around here. And so it wasn't able to do it here in the beginning of the morning when the bell rang shortly after. This looked really, really weak. That's when I said that this looks very weak. Here we go. A little too slow. I'll wait for 260 break for a short squeeze at 942. 942 right here. Next thing you know, boom, it crashed right back down to 230. I was like, are you? Oh, it lied. Right here. 942. I want to see 260 break. But next thing you know, it did crash back down to 230. And then around this time, I was like, I'm out, right? Like everything else is not able to break resistance. Why would this thing be able to break resistance? So that's when I said I was out. Here at 10:03, I said the market is dead, so I'm heading out. And then next thing I know, I see this moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up. And then it broke the 260 area I wanted it to at 10:13. In which case I said 10:13, breaking out nicely here at 260. I wanted this move 30 minutes ago. I wanted to see this break right here. I wanted to see it go from here, squeeze all the way up to 275, and it needs that to break as well, and we can see all the way up towards $3. I said I'm worried too many people have left and it's out of steam. So a lot of people, like me, would have left after seeing everything else just bounce off resistance. Nothing really moving, nothing really ripping, nothing really worthwhile playing, nothing really making your money. No really big move, right? I'm sure you could have scalped some here if you bought a 215 resistance, ride it up a little bit. But this is just a little too slow for me. I want to see something more, something fast, maybe a halt. That's what I want to see. So all these plays were bouncing from resistance. However, all these plays also had a lot of potential. So as you can see, I stayed at all the resistance areas that it needed to break. However, it did not do it. And this is also very important. I said too many traders are on too many different stocks. Note these four that I was watching, they all need to pick one to move. And this is very important because the stock market has a limited amount of people trading every single day, right? And so everybody's looking at all these different stocks. Let's say some people are watching STAF, others are watching SLS, others are watching SAEX, others are watching MTSL. They're all watching different stocks. Not everybody has a multi-monitor, setup where they can see all the four stocks at the same time. Not everybody has that. So all of them are watching one stock, and a lot of them are just buying this stock hoping it'll rip, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to try to get early here, I'm going to buy here. All of them are doing that. And so what happens is that the market split. None of these moves ever really, push up to where they're supposed to because the volume is split. That's why all these plays had little volume because they were separated. And I've said that before in the past. If a lot of things are getting action, their moves are going to be not as big as if all the action was in that one play, right? So I was waiting to see one of these major resistance line break so that everybody from all the other stocks congregate into that one stock and push it all the way up to where I wanted to see. However, we never really got there. So unfortunately, I didn't make a single trade today. Short day. I was only in the market till like 10:15, right? So these were the resistance lines that I was looking at, and we didn't get a move. However, that's just how Friday trading is. A lot of traders are either take the day off, because it's Friday, they want a 3-day weekend, or they're in the market for like 30 minutes, just like I was. You know, I usually never stay past an hour and a half, you know, on a regular day. But on a Friday, I usually keep that less to like half an hour, maybe even an hour, if, you know, something has a lot of potential. So we just never saw that. So everybody left and things faded out. However, these resistance lines are still there, right? So I will be looking for these in the future next week. If we can see one of these low floats get there, break past one of these lines, it will definitely be a play, right? As much as I want to see these things break, I would rather see it break, you know, on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, not on a Friday. So I'll definitely keep these on my watch list, you know, my back burner list with these resistance lines, so you should too, because they will definitely rip if volume pushes up on them if they break the resistance line. But that's pretty much it. Just a little recap on the market. You know, there's nothing wrong with not taking a trade. It's basically the lesson. If there's one lesson you should take from this day, it's okay not to take a trade, right? Don't compare yourself to other people's profits. Don't go on Twitter or StockWits and see all these people's profits and you're like, wow, I didn't make a single trade. You know, I'm gonna go buy this. Maybe it'll rip. That's how you lose money. You know, wait till the setup comes to you and trade. Other than that, just don't trade at all. You know, as they say, sit on your hands so you're not tempted to, you know, click the buy button. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, you know, reach me on any of my social media. I'll definitely be available this weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Make sure you study some.